Hello guys, this is Pledge. I know it's been a week or two, but I'm back with an update on my funding journey. As you know it or my documentary. But either way, it's an update, right? And I'd appreciate if you guys like, subscribe, and if you see this video helping somebody else on the same journey as us, you and me, feel free to share this video. So with that one, let's get into it. I got news, right? Phase 2 of my challenge, right? I was on phase 2, phase 1, I passed it. Then phase 2, I blew it. Yes, I did. But I know what path I took, and I'll keep walking it. I'm going to be going through my phase 2 trades. We're gonna go through like the red trades, right? That I took. I didn't have much wins, that's why I blew the account, right? It's been a bit. It was a bit tough for me to navigate through that price action, but either way, I took my learning curves or my L's, I just have to keep going, right? So I'm going to be going through the trades that I took. The first one, it was on the 1st of May, and as you can see it right here, this is where our week starts. It's on a Monday, Tuesday. I'm not going to go through the whole price action, right, from the high time frame to the lower time frame. I'm just going to be looking at the entries and telling you guys how my mental state. It's all about mental state on how I was navigating through this price action, right? So as we can see it right here, right, it's on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So I was convinced that the whole induction, right, was done for the week. So I was convinced, but not as convinced as I could be, right? And I know most of you may be saying, but he has the bar replay. Why don't you just bar replay every trade there? And it's gonna take time. And I just want to go through the trades that eventually led me to lose my phase 2, right? As you can see, the first trade was on the 1st of May. Yes. So I was looking for I was seeing that the potential induction for the week was already completed, right? But I saw this mitigation and this OB lining up, and I said, look, if it was going to be a full induction, the time this potential week hold may occur, and I saw the time, and I said, it's not going to hold. So I just said I'll keep looking for further sales. I was looking for further sales as well, right? Trade get into my into a loss, and not a loss, a drawdown, right? And it got more into a drawdown, then came into profit. Now, with this type of structure being made, right, the only way I could say I would reduce my risk is to put it right here, right? And it was before New York Open, right? Yep, it was during New York Open. So I trailed my stop 50% of the risk, right? Eventually took me out once New York got in. And I was pretty much aware that this OB can also hold, right? They worked through it. So either way, it was just a way of saying whatever that could have been done on this trade, it was just one of those days. Even if I took the second entry and I put my stop loss just above here, it would have still hit me out, right? So that's the first trade, right, I took. And it's a mind you, from the last video on the trades that I've taken that I should have held, I should have, the shoulda, would have, If you don't know about it, go check the previous video to be up to date. So I just went through this and I said it's just one of those days. Even if I took the second entry, which I didn't, I just took my one trade for the day and I was out. I saw that and I was just convinced that it was just one of those days. I was just supposedly had to take my L or reduced L, right? So the second trade I took was on. Well, I'm not gonna go through all the trades that I took. I'm just gonna go through the highlights, right? GU. So on the 7th, right, of May, I took a trade on GU, right, as you can see right here. I was convinced that price action was heading for the previous week high, right? As you can see it right here, right? It was going for the previous week high, of which it didn't, right? And this induction was enough for the week, but I was convinced that the market was still gonna go up. So hence I took this trade when it came to this OB. And you may wonder why wasn't I taken in during AGS? Because I open my orders once I wake up. Anything in the AGS session, I just pass it by. I want to see it to happen on my 2 trading sessions. I'm not going to trade all 3 sessions. I decided to trade only 2, right? So it got me into the trade, right? I was convinced going for 1:3 because of the stop loss that I've just placed, that it just going for 1:4 is just not realistic. A 1:2 or 1:3 it's enough on this type of stop loss. And then I said the trade got me in and I thought it was gonna go for the previous week high, which I was convinced right here. And eventually it didn't. It didn't, right? Once New York hit, price action started to consolidate, as you can see right here, and then they just melted down, right? And once it got me in and New York was starting to open, I went for a 50%. I always do this if my trade goes into my direction. I always reduce my risk 50% off, and of which I did. And it took me out, right? No biggie on the next trade. It was on the 9th, right? As you can see right here, it was popping up, which is on a Friday, right? So I was convinced that, okay, the induction for the week was enough. The trade took me out right here, as you can see, right there, right? It took me out. And then I saw this on Thursday. They closed bearish for the day. And I was convinced that the next day as well, they were going to go as bearish, right? It was going to be a bearish day as well. But they didn't. They didn't. So what actually happened right here is that I could have actually also gotten on this week, right? As you can see right here. This was a nice OB. That's a nice OB as well, and it got me in. Yeah, but let me do something like that. Right, as you can see right here on this OB, it got me in, and it's just sold off. But it's not something of which I was anticipating. I was looking to trade in that London session, right? So during that London session, it just took me out, and I took my L. But here's the thing: I was looking at GU and EU at the same time, right? So right now we're gonna take a look at EU on the same day, the 9th of May. It was on a Friday, so we're gonna take at EU on that same day. I got on 2 trades, GU and EU. Right. So one may wonder, why didn't you just take the OB, right? Or I could say the OB, right? So the OB, this other OB would have been something like this, right? Let me put it out here, right? And would have been a sniper N3 as well, but I wasn't looking much for it, right? Even if they took me in my stop loss, I was happy with it, right? But it's just one of those things. I just stick to one idea. If I was looking to sell and sell from a certain level, I took this inverted FEG, I mean inverted order block, right? Um, my entry would have been a bit up, right? But I saw price just being here, and I had my lot sizes ready. I know I don't know if it's a fear of missing out or whatever, but I got in, right? Because it was still, even though it was fear of missing out, but though I need to work on that game, but it was still on the plan, right? I got in and it actually closed on Friday. On Friday, it closed below my entry, so I was able to trail my stop loss to 50% somewhere here. And once the market opened, it just went up, and I took my um. Well, I woke up somewhere before 6, right? Before seven, and I trailed my stop to break even. And once London hit, it went straight to the full TP, right? 1:4. So it's a trade that gave me a bit of hope, right? But here's the thing: the next couple of trades, I actually took some losses, and we're gonna go through them, right? I'm gonna go through two of them. So that actually led me to blowing the account. The next trade I took was on dollar CAD, as you can see right there, right? As you can see right there, the induction for this certain week, right? I was convinced that it was enough. I was also looking maybe to get in somewhere here, right? But I wasn't happy with the how large this OP was, right? And I saw this potential equal highs right here, even though they took Monday's high, right? Then I just decided not to be interested in anything this day. So the next day, which was on Thursday, um, price came and retested it and just fell off. Then they closed bearish for the day. I decided, okay, cool. I'm going to be looking to sell this market, right? So I took this mitigation. I saw the break of structure. I was aware of this OB. But once I took my loss for the day, I was just no longer interested in having anything to do with um placing another trade, right? And remember, after that EU win, I took like two losses, so my confidence was a bit somehow, but I navigated through it. Um, I was looking to get into this mitigation, though my entry was a bit higher, looking to be in this FVG, right, as well as this one. But as you can see right there, it actually just went on and took me out. And after taking me out, it just melted down and would have given me my 1:4. So that's one of those trades I took, and it hindered me, but I got back right to take on the next trade. The next trade I took was on GCAD, right? The pound CAD. So on GCAD, right, had this, it was Monday, right? Pushed up, right? So what I'd be interested and looking to see, right, is something that it was something like a continuation to the upside for maybe Tuesday to make that potential week high, right? To still sell off, buy further up, to push further up and go and make that weekly high, right? But I was looking to for the market to react either from an OB right here, right, or this mitigation right here and take out this liquidity right here. Let me mark it out. This liquidity right here, right? I thought this was enough room for this trade to eventually go up, right? But I think it wasn't, because they just took me out with like how many pips? 10 pips, right? Give or take 10 pips. It was something that I was just okay with, though I may not have been aware of this OP as well, as you can see right here. It was something, it was also even spiked, right? It was even also spiked, so it was something I could have been aware of. But on that same trade, right, it was on the 20th of May, I took a look at GU, right, and GCAD, and I said, look, let me take a trade on GCAD. And on GU, actually what happened is that it actually moved well compared to GCAD, right? So the better opportunity was on GU, but I took the trade on GCAD. It's just, it happens. I'll walk you also through what the other opportunity that went well on GU was like. So as you can see it right here, even though the mitigation was somehow right, I was looking for something like this, right? As you can see it right here. I also marked it out, right, that I didn't take this opportunity. I was more focused on GCAD, right? I didn't take this trade, and it would have gone for 1:3, and as you can see, a lot more, right, to the upside, as you can see right there. And with trade management, as we even trail, right, we were never taken out, just went furthermore up, but it would have given us a 1:3, which was nice. But it's just one of those, it happens. I wasn't much would I say surprised? Yes, I was, but I was able to see some things that I could have been more attentive to as well, but I wasn't. So it was just my own making. I'm going to get back, right, because obviously is you make errors and you correct them, you keep moving forward. That's what I will be doing. So I don't know if I have time to take you guys through my funding pips dashboard, right? But I'll see what I can do. So as we can see it right here, right? Once you have a student, the student is the phase 1 and the practitioner is the phase 2. So the icons are different, right? Right here, as you can see it. I just want to take you guys through the dashboard real quick, right? Max loss, right? I breached that. This is the trades that I took, right? As I told you guys, I wasn't actually going through every single trade that I took right there. Just some that actually were the ones that I saw, okay, I took this loss and I could actually improve on it. And some are there as well as where I saw where I can improve. But I saw these examples as straightforward. So you can say I was cherry picking, but I wasn't. I just looked at the structure, right? As you can see right there, there were some break evens, reduced risks because I risked 1% a trade, right? As you can see right there. Then towards that, oh, it actually went for 1:3, not 1:4, that EU trade, right? This one I saw as an opportunity to, nope, I actually took 2 trades. Yeah, I took 2 trades, and as well as here, right? We had some reduced risk, some break evens, some reduced risk as I had it out. So it's just one of those. I eventually just lost the account. So yeah, that's the dashboard. But I hope this video helps you guys in knowing how to navigate such a mental taxing period in trading, right? So I just hope this video helps somebody out there and they are able to navigate through it, knowing that others have been there as well. And if someone was there and was able to push through it, and so can they as well. So I hope this video helps you guys, and I'd appreciate if you guys like, subscribe, and if you see this video helping somebody else who's on the same journey as us, feel free to share it. It could actually help them as well, as knowing that they're not low, right? So with that one, guys, till the next update, till the next video, peace and love.